So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Dan Daniel Park at American Legion Post 325 Field as we are moments away from the first pitch between the Panthers of LaGrange College and the Maroons of Roanoke College. Both of these teams come in here 2-0 on this tournament, and both teams come in. They have to be two of the hottest hitting teams right now as they have just been swinging lights out here the whole entire time through. Had Roanoke pick up 15 runs in its first game. And then and we're going to take a break here for the national anthem. We'll be right back. And welcome back after that brief pause for the national anthem. As I was saying, both of these teams coming in, the two hot-hitting teams so far of the tournament, Roanoke beating top-seeded Salisbury 15-5 to open things up on Thursday. Then they beat Emory 4-2 yesterday, so 19 runs total, averaging 9.5 a game. Meanwhile, LaGrange beat Otterbein 7-1 to open up their stay, and then came back and beat Rowans 12-5 in last night's game. So both of these teams come in averaging 9.5 runs a game. And so we're looking to have another slugfest here today. LaGrange is the designated visiting team. We're going to take a look here at their starting lineup first. First leading off playing shortstop, we're going to have Tavin Thompson. Then batting second, hitting in the DH spot, it's going to be Casey Bell. Batting third, playing third base is Blake Butcher. Batting fourth, playing right field, is Blaine Swift. Batting fifth, playing first base, is Kane Sauls. Catching and batting in the sixth spot is Chad Pigg. Playing left field, batting in the seventh spot is Jackson Patrick. Batting in the eighth spot and playing second base, Joe Pradditt. Playing center field and hitting in the ninth spot, we're going to have James Pora-Paddock. Meanwhile, excuse me. It's been a long weekend here, ladies and gentlemen, but we are getting close to winding things up. It's going to be Richie Post, who is the USA South Rookie Pitcher of the Year, 4-1 on the season. And he will get the nod for the Panthers. Meanwhile, it's going to be Wagner getting the start for Roanoke College. Wagner comes in at 1-1 on the year. And so we are getting ready for the first pitch here. Wagner, the lefty, looking to try to start calming down these LaGrange bats. Thompson comes in hitting .310 so far in the tournament. No homers, no RBI. But he has been a very solid leadoff hitter for the Panthers of LaGrange. First pitch, and that's going to be bunted foul. Back behind home plate. Count goes to 0-1. So both of these teams guaranteed at least two more games in this regional, as both of them come in undefeated. They are the only undefeated teams remaining in this regional. So the 0-1 coming in, and that ball is popped up on the right side. Decker giving chase. Is he going to be able to get under it? He is. Decker doing a great job of staying with that ball, as that was hit a long way up in the air. And Thompson is down with a foul out to first to start things off. So that's going to bring up Casey Bell. Casey Bell comes in hitting .333 so far in this tournament. Very solid start for that young man as well, the designated hitter. And we'll see what he can do here as he steps in for his first at bat. First pitch misses for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. So as I said, both of these teams really swinging a hot bat right now. It's Casey Bell 2 for 5 in yesterday's game with 2 RBIs. And Bell has worked a 2-0 count here against Wagner. So here we go. That one is high. So Bell taking a look at the first 3 pitches, trying to get on with the early walk here after the foul out by Thompson to start the game, the 3-0. And that pitch is going to nibble on the inside corner. And Wagner works the count back to 3-1. Roanoke jerseys almost looks like the old school Astros from the 80s and 90s. Got to respect that. The 3-1 fastball over the middle at the knees. And the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Wagner, after falling behind 3-0 to lead things off, has come back with 2 good pitches. And now has a full count payoff pitch from Wagner. And that one is inside. So Bell is going to take a walk. And that's going to bring up the dangerous Blake Butcher, who took a 3 for 6 in yesterday's game. Had 1 run driven in, 1 run scored. LaGrange breaking the game open yesterday with a 5-run third as they went on to defeat Rowan 12-5 to hand the Profs their first loss of this regional. So Wagner looking in. Here's the pitch. And that ball is hit on a line out to right field. They're going to hold Bell up at second. And LaGrange has runners on first and second now with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Blaine Swift. If you are a fan of offense, you have tuned in to the right game as these two teams are swinging it right now. Coming in averaging 9.5 runs over their first 2 games of the tournament. So Roanoke 15-5 over Salisbury in their first game. And then LaGrange picking up a 12-4 victory in their first one. And so Wagner looking in. No, actually, excuse me, that was the game last night. They picked up a 7-1 win in their first game. And first pitch changeup over for a called strike 1. So we've got Blaine Swift stepping in, took a 1 for 6 in yesterday's game. 1 RBI, 1 run scored. LaGrange got their 40th win of the season yesterday. Looking to improve on that here, and that is a off-speed pitch over. Swing and a miss there by Swift as Wagner does a good job of changing things up. And perhaps a change in the pitch signals here. 0-2. As it was Black going out and having a talk with Wagner. 0-2 on the way. And that pitch is off the plate away. Count goes to 1-2. Not a bad pitch there from Wagner. When you're ahead 0-2, you don't want that pitch in the zone. You want to try to entice the guy to go after it, but he will not get his guy, Swift, to do that. Swift looking to get the Panthers off to an early 1-0 lead here. The 1-2, and that pitch misses. So 2-2. Looked like Wagner may have just lost his balance a little bit in his windup as in his follow-through. So the 2-2 on the way. Wagner, the lefty here. Seen a couple of left-handed pitchers in this tournament thus far. 2-2. And the pickoff move, and they're going to get him in a rundown, but the play over at third, no good there, but the throw back over will nail Butcher. So Swift is going to take, or excuse me, Bell will take third with the stolen base. Butcher getting nailed down, though. LaGrange had the double steal on. Looked like it may have been a delay steal as they were trying to get Roanoke to make a mistake. So it was a good throw to third. Was a little high, though. Then the relay back over to second was good enough to get Bell, was good enough to get Butcher. So full count now here to Swift. So runner on third now, 2 down, 3-2 count, payoff pitch to Wagner. And that ball is popped up to third base. Donald calls for it. He is under it, camps out. And so Roanoke will work out of a early jam as LaGrange was able to put 2 runners on 1 hit. They do leave 1 stranded. The delayed steal perhaps coming back to bite the Panthers a little bit. And so we are through the first half inning here at Dan Daniel Park. No score. We will be right back. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Dan Daniel Park. We're getting ready for the start of the bottom of the first. LaGrange able to get a pair of base runners, courtesy of a walk and a single. But the Panthers tried to get the steal at third. Bell was able to get in there, but Butcher mowed down trying to get to second on that play. That caused the second out. Then the pop-up by Swift into things. So first pitch here to Sean Guida. So we're going to take a look here at the starting 9 for the Maroons. Batting first, playing right field, Sean Guida. Batting second at third, Collier Donald. Batting third at first. And that ball is hit through the right side. So Sean Guida will get things led off here with a single. So batting third, playing first will be Will Decker. Batting fourth, playing short, Dean Hermanson. Batting fifth, playing left field, Sam Watson. Batting sixth is center fielder Scott Ellis. Batting seventh is designated hitter Drew McCullough. Batting eighth and catching is Will Black. And playing second, batting ninth is Will Sumner. So that's going to bring up Collier Donald. So Donald had a 0 for 2 in yesterday's game. Had an RBI. First pitch over for a called strike 1. Don't think Donald was in love with that call, but it did look like it caught the outside part of the plate. So the 0-1. So Guida takes his lead over at first. Pickoff move back over. For LaGrange, it is Richie Post on the mound today. Defensively, Sauls at first, Pride at second, Thompson at short, Butcher at third, Pig behind the plate, Patrick in left, Poor Paddock in center, and Swift in right. Pickoff move back, and Guida back in head first again. The 0-1. LaGrange wearing the all-red with the white hats. As I mentioned earlier, both of these teams 0-2, and that's a big swing and a miss by Donald. The count goes to 0-2. Will Decker is on deck. So here comes the 0-2 on the way. Post looks in, checks on the runner at first. And that pitch is hit foul back against the backstop right behind home plate. And the count goes to 0-2. So Donald, the third baseman, made a couple of nice defensive plays yesterday. And he is back in the game against Emory. Solid third baseman is Donald, playing down at the hot corner. So the 0-2, and that one just misses on the outside corner. Post wanted the outside, just about got it. Post looking for his 5th win of the season, getting his first start in the tournament. And one thing that's going to be interesting to watch as we get deeper into this one, and that is going to be Guida back into first, head first. One thing that's going to be interesting to watch is as we get later in this tournament, teams start running out of pitchers, or you have some guys that start getting a little gassed, and that ball is fouled off. So Donald is going to make Post throw some pitches here early on. Count remains 1-2 as he fouls that one off against the backstop. You start getting into your weekly guys here. Your non-conference starters. That pitch is in the dirt. Count goes to 2-2. Typically here in Division III, your aces are your weekend guys, the guys that you're going to want on the mound during conference games. So 2-2, Guida, a little bit more of a lead here. Let's see if he's going. And that ball is hit hard down the left side, but that ball gets back into the stands, foul. And so we're going to do the 2-2 once again. So Donald has seen a little bit of everything Post has here, and let's see if that pays off for him, or let's see if Post can come up with one more wicked pitch here to try to get the out. And a swing and a miss, and the latter will happen as Donald is down on strikes. That is Post's first strikeout of the game. So that's going to bring up Will Decker, who was 0 for 4 in the game yesterday. So he will look to bounce back from that rough performance. He was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored in the game against Salisbury on Friday. And he's going to fall behind 0-1 here to lead things off. So Post looks in. Guida on first, 1 down now. And Decker hits that ball on a rope out to center field. But poor Paddock is there for the second out. So both teams with early base runners here in this one. And right now it's looking like both teams may leave them stranded. And that's going to bring up Dean Hermanson. Hermanson had a pair of hits in the game yesterday after going 0 for 5 with a RBI and 2 runs scored in the game against Salisbury. Pickoff move back over, but Guida in head first. So here we go. First pitch coming in from Post. And that ball is hit on the right side up in the air. Sauls is giving chase, but he will have to watch that one get out of play. And the count goes to a no balls and no strikes, or 1 strike, excuse me. So the 0-1. So here we go. Post looking in. Checking on Guida at first. And a line drive down the right side, but that ball is going to get back foul on the concourse level on the right side. And the count rolls to no balls and 2 strikes. Hermanson looking to avoid, keep the Maroons from straining a run here early on. The 0-2, and that one is in the dirt. Guida had a look. I think he maybe thought about going for a second, but realized that Pig had that ball well blocked. And Guido will stay at first. And pickoff move back to first. 1-2. And that ball is low. Count goes to 2-2. So these hitters right now for both sides being very patient, showing why they are the top hitting teams in this tournament right now. As I mentioned, each team averaging 9.5 runs thus far. And that pitch is inside, up around the eyes. As a hitter, you don't like to see that. Not intentional, though, of course, from post. No need to hit somebody when you got 2 outs. So the count is now full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here we go. 3-2 from post, and that one is a touch low. And so Hermanson does a great job of working a 2-out walk here. And that's going to bring up Sam Watson, who had a 2 for 4 in yesterday's game with an RBI. He was 1 for 3 in the game against Salisbury with 3 RBIs and a run scored. So Watson right now with a total of 4 RBIs. So a solid tournament for him thus far. And he will look to keep it going here. Runners on first and second. Both runners with considerable leads with 2 outs. They will be going on contact. And that ball is hit out to right field. Let's see if they're going to send Guida. They are. Guida hustling around third. The relay not in time. And Watson drives in his 5th RBI of the tournament with an RBI single to right. 2 outs. And Roanoke out to an early 1-0 lead here as they are able to get to post early. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs. And ladies and gentlemen, the Maroons are just playing some very inspired baseball right now. 2-out single to right field by Sam Watson gets the Maroons an early 1-0 lead. So we're going to have a quick time on the field. That's going to bring up Scott Ellis. Ellis was hitless in the game yesterday, but he did have he picked up 1 hit, but did have a couple of sacrifice bunts. So Ellis in the game against Salisbury was 2 for 5 with an RBI. And so let's see if he can help Roanoke put a crooked number on the board here. 1 run looks nice up there, but against this LaGrange offense, 2 is even better. And a beautiful bunt down the third base line. He will beat it out. And Ellis is going to have a run in. The runner is safe at third. And ladies and gentlemen, some headsy play there by Hermanson as he hustles over to third. Looks like he might have got dinged up a little bit on the play. So Scott Ellis drops down a beautiful bunt infield single. RBI, and very gutsy call there. With 2 outs, dropping the bunt. And it pays off as Butcher was able to get to it, but had trouble picking it up. And I think that would have been mute anyway, as Ellis was a rocket. Was nothing but a trail of smoke going down first. So that's going to make it 2-0 as McCullough is going to take a look at ball 1. And I tell you one thing, that was a very gutsy play. So Hermanson realized nobody was covering third, ended up hustling over there, and there's a ball coming over. They're going to get him in a rundown, it looks like. But I don't know. He might be able to beat it back. He's going to slip a little bit, though. And the runner is going to come in to score, Hermanson. And so in the end, that's what Ellis wanted anyway, that run to get in. So Roanoke is going to put up 3 runs in the bottom of the first. 3-0 is your score, moving to the top of the second. We will be right back here at Dan Daniel Park. Exciting bottom half of the first. Let's hope the action continues when we come back. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here. Roanoke put up 3 runs in its half of the first. So, Kane Sauls is going to lead things off here for the Panthers. Sauls was 1 for 4 in the game yesterday. And Sauls also 0 for 3 in the game against Otterbein. So first pitch is popped up by Sauls. That's going to drip back. Right fielder calls it off. Guida doing a good job to recognize he's the best one to make that play. Calls off Sumter. And there's the first out of the inning. So that's going to bring up Chad Pigg. So that last play, pretty typical stuff here in baseball for the Maroons, at least in the last half, using the steal to try to go ahead and get the run in. Ellis ends up getting caught in the rundown, but not before the run is able to get in, and Ellis almost beat down the rundown. So the 0-1, and that ball is hit foul down the left side, and the count rolls to no balls and 2 strikes. So Chad Pigg stepping in now. It's worked an 0-2 count here so far. See what Wagner can do now that his team has spotted him a early 3-run lead. (0-2). And that ball is hit foul down the right side. So Roanoke, the closest team here to Danville, about an hour and a half. Down 220. Playing in the ODAC conference. Of course, LaGrange is. And a swing and a miss there by Pigg. And there's the second out of the inning as Wagner has come out on fire. And he's saying anytime my guys can get me a 3 spot here, I'm going to try to bounce back and try to make sure that lead, I hold up my part of the deal and hold that lead. So Jackson Patrick stepping in now. Patrick was 1 for 1 in that game yesterday, scored 3 runs. 0 for 2 came on as a pinch runner, stayed in the game in left field. So here's the 0-1, and that one is in the dirt. Count goes to a ball and a strike. (1-1) on the way from Wagner. That ball catches the inside part of the plate. Count rolls to a ball and 2 strikes. Here to Patrick. And Wagner trying to set down the side here. 1-2-3. 1-2. And he does as he strikes out the last 2 he faces. Sets down 2/3 on strikeouts here. And quick, top of the second, we move to the bottom half. Roanoke 3, LaGrange nothing. We'll be right back. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Drew McCullough leading off for the Maroons. McCullough getting his first start here in this tournament. That ball is fouled off on the left side. Back out of play. So McCullough, Black, Sumter, all guaranteed at bats here in this inning for the Maroons. The 0-1 coming in from post. And that ball is hit foul on the left side. It will drip back into the stands. Count runs to 0-2. Coming in from post. And McCullough is going to hit one out onto second base. It'll get out into shallow right. Pradent makes a nice play there to record the first out of the inning. So it's going to bring up Will Black. So let's see how Post can bounce back after that tough bottom of the first. LaGrange comes in right now, the #1 team in the nation in both the Division III Baseball.com polls and the American Baseball Coaches Association poll. And first pitch is going to miss inside. Count goes to 1-0. They have shared that honor with Shenandoah for most of the year. It's bounced back and forth between the two teams, and the count goes to 1-1. Shenandoah, of course, the excellent side out of the ODAC. They are also playing in a Mid-Atlantic region right now. And that ball is hit out into left field. So Will Black's going to come through with a single. 1 out knock. That is Black's second hit of the tournament. As Black went 0 for 2 in the game last night. 1 for 3 in the first game against Salisbury with an RBI, 2 runs scored. So Sumter. See what Sumter can do. Pitch is inside from post. Fastball had a little bit of velocity on that one. Count goes to 1-0. Post looking in, runner on first, 1 out. And fastball misses. And Post will watch the count roll to 2-0. So it'll be a good testament for the young Post. See how well he can remain mentally tough and try to work out of this jam. And the count is now 3-0. LaGrange can score at will, as they have shown here in this tournament. So, and that pitch is over for a called strike one. 3-1 is now the count. 1 out, 1 on. In the bottom of the second, Sean Guida would hit next. Pickoff move back over to first. Black back in head first. The 3-1. And that one is right there at the knees. 3-2 with 1 out. That is where Post wants that pitch, especially facing the righty. As if Sumter was able to make contact with that, probably would have just hit that one down to short. And then a little excuse me swing, but that might be trouble, and it is. Thompson running on, unable to come in. And that is going to be a single for Sumter. So one thing right now that we have seen from all of these teams, especially in the infield, having problems with ground balls, especially choppers. I think possibly getting adjusted to the little bit bigger infield than what they are accustomed to. We have seen a couple of ground balls. Now, I mean, granted, they have been tough plays anyway. We're going to go ahead and give Sumter the single on that, as that would have been a tough play for Thompson to make, even if he was able to field that one cleanly. But perhaps maybe the infielders playing back a little bit more. And we've definitely seen the infielders have some struggles. It was 6 errors in Roanoke's first game against Salisbury combined. Roanoke committed 3 of them. Then LaGrange had 1 error in their game against Otterbein. And LaGrange also had 2 errors in the game yesterday against Rowan. Of course, for Roanoke or LaGrange, these errors have not come back to bite them. So pickoff move back over, no good. So that's going to bring up Sean Guida, who is 1 for 1. Singled and scored thus far. And that ball is hit out to center field. Routine fly ball. It should be for Poor Paddock. Poor Paddock under it. No advance on the play. And so Guido will pop out or fly out to center for the second out. So that's going to bring up Collier Donald, third baseman for the Maroons. Struck out his first time up. Struck out swinging. So Post looking in. Here it goes. And pitch catches the inside part of the plate. Count goes to 0-1. A 1 on the way. Swung on and missed by Donald. Count goes to 0-2. So let's see if Post can work out of a possible jam. All of Roanoke's runs in the last inning came with 2 outs. The 0-2, 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the second. Deuces all around here. So Donald will step out for a minute. Donald right now 4 RBIs in this tournament. That pitch is going to miss. So Donald will work it back to a ball and 2 strikes. So the 1-2. And that ball is fouled back, out of play for strike 2. So Salisbury and Rowan will play directly after this game, anywhere 30 minutes to an hour. 0-2, and Donald, a high fly ball. Getting out into shallow left field. Thompson camps out under it, and that's going to do it. So the Maroons leave 2 stranded. We move to the top of the third. Maroons in front, 3-0. We'll be right back. And so Pradit is going to lead things off here for LaGrange in the top of the third. Pradit was 2 for 4 in the game, opening game against Otterbein. And then was 1 for 4 with an RBI in the game last night against Rowan. First pitch over for a called strike one. Pradit, poor Paddock, and Thompson due up here. And there's a curveball, and that is going to get over the head of Donald at third. And Pradit will collect a leadoff single here to start things off. It's Pradit's 4th hit of the tournament. So that'll bring up center fielder James Paddock. He will look to keep the hot streak going here for LaGrange. And Paddock showing bunt, unable to pull back, but I think that pitch ultimately was a called strike. 0-1. Wagner looking in. Here it goes. Pitch in the dirt. Nice block from Black. Keep that ball from getting to the backstop. 1-1. Looking in. Wagner has his pitch. Pradit with a little lead over at first, and ooh, they had him dead to rights on that one, but Wagner's throw is errant, and that's going to allow Pradit to move into scoring position. Pradit really caught sleeping on that pickoff move from Wagner, but the throw was no good. And that's going to allow Pradit to move to second, as the Panthers now have their second runner in scoring position on the afternoon. Paddock facing a 1-1 count. Pradit on second. Nobody down. And that ball is hit down to second. Sumner fields, throws over to Decker. And there's the first out. But in the meantime, Pradit moves up 90 feet. 4-3 ground out by Paddock for the first out. But now all it's going to take is a ground ball on the right side. Fly ball to get that run in. Of course, that is not what Thompson's thinking. Thompson is thinking base hit all the way. Try to avoid getting that second out. Pitches inside. Looked like they might have the squeeze bunt on. But Paddock pulls back. Got Donald pulled in a little bit down at third. And that ball is hit out to center field. Drifting back. Ellis is there. But in the meantime, Pradit will come home to score. And it is now a 3-1 ball game. As Thompson able to drive him in with an RBI sac fly. So that's going to bring up Casey Bell. Walked and stole a base his last time up. Pitch, and that is hit right back up at Wagner. And Wagner just trying to get out of the way of that one, as that was a bullet. Sent right back up. Those are the scary moments right there if you are a pitcher. See a ball hit with that type of velocity headed straight for you. So that's going to bring up Blake Butcher, who singled his first time through. So after going down 1-2-3 in the second, LaGrange has picked up a pair of hits. They have pushed over a run to make it a 3-1 contest. Looking to cut their deficit in half here, and that is a breaking ball. Not a lot of break to it, though, and the count goes to 1-0. Actually, looking back now, that might have been a changeup. Wagner checking back on the runner at first. Bell back in standing. So Butcher had a single his first time through. Would like to keep it going for the Panthers. Wagner, fastball, misses outside. Count goes 2-0. Wagner making just his 5th start this year. (2-0). And there's a breaking ball that's going to miss just on the outside corner. Probably one of the best breaking balls Wagner has thrown today, as a couple of them have had a lot of spin but no movement. Pickoff move back over to first, nothing doing. Those curveballs can get dangerous when they don't have a lot of movement on them, especially if they're coming right over. Easy to sit on and crush. 3-0. And that one is right there for a called strike one. So here we go. 3-1 on the way from Wagner. And that ball is sent out to center field. Ellis tracking it, camps out under it, and he's there for the final out, but not before the Panthers pick up a run on 2 hits. They will leave one stranded. So we go to the bottom half of the 3rd. Maroons in front by a score of 3-1. So Will Decker leading things off here for the Maroons in the bottom half of the 3rd. Lined out to center his last time up. First pitch from Post, and that's going to get through the left side over there. So Decker is going to start off with a 1-pitch single. And that's going to bring up Dean Hermanson, who walked his last time through. So Roanoke right now, 6 hits so far on the afternoon already. And we are just through 2.5. Comes the pitch from Post. He's going to check on Hermanson. Or excuse me, he's going to check on Decker. First pitch to Hermanson, over for a called strike one. Count goes to no balls and a strike. Post looks in. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And the count goes to no balls, 2 strikes. So Post so far unfazed by that leadoff single, as he has come back and thrown 2 good pitches to work an 0-2 count. And that ball is hit foul on the right side. It's going to get back over onto the concourse level, actually out into the parking lot. So 0-2 now. And that pitch will miss outside. That was Post's knockout pitch right there. But Hermanson doing a good job of laying off. There's the 1-2 on the way, and the slide back in. Roanoke staying a 45-minute drive from Danville over in Martinsville. Heading out west here in Virginia. And Hermanson is going to send that one out to right field, but nice play by Swift to get over there and corral it for the out. Hermanson put a good swing on that ball, but right to Swift. And Sam Watson now comes up, had an RBI single his last time up. And that's one of those plays where Hermanson might have been punished for maybe hitting that ball a little bit too hard. So the first pitch coming into Watson from post. And that ball is popped up in the air. It's going to get back foul over on the left side. Count goes to 0-1. Watson stepping back in. 1-for-1 with an RBI single. Here comes the 0-1. And a swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. Did not look like Watson was fully committed to that swing. 0-2. And that pitch misses outside. Not a bad pitch there from post, though, is trying to get Watson swinging, trying to protect. And the count is 1-2. Pickoff move back over to first. Decker is back in safely. So here comes the 1-2. See what happens. And that pitch misses outside. Count runs even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. And that ball is hit down, a slow roller down to third. A nice play there by Butcher to run on and get that one. Meanwhile, Decker will move to second on the fielder's choice. So ground out there by Watson. So that's going to bring up Scott Ellis, who brought in a run with a bunt single his last time up. And first pitch misses for ball 1. On the way. And that pitch is over for a called strike 1. Count rolls to a ball and a strike now. 1-1. And that ball is hit foul over on the right side. So Post will work ahead now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One on, 2 outs, 1-2 count. Here it comes, and that ball is hit foul again as Ellis is able to stay alive. All 3 of Roanoke's runs have come with 2 outs thus far. So Roanoke does not drop its heads when it's 2 outs. 1-2. And that pitch misses high and away. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Ellis. It's 1 for 1 with an RBI. And that pitch will miss. Count goes to 2-2 now. And that ball is fouled off. The 3-2 fouled off. Post looks in. Payoff pitch to Ellis. Payoff pitch once again. And another foul ball. And Ellis making Post work right now. Three, two outs, runner on second base. Ellis trying to get that run back for the Maroons that they surrender last inning, and that's a shot up the middle. Post does a tremendous job. Bang, bang play. Throw is not there. Run will score. Decker in to score. And it is now a 4-1 game. And so Ellis will reach on the hit and the error right there. Hit a rocket back up to Post. It's a nice play over there by Post to knock it down. And the ball is grounded down to second, 4-3, and that's going to do it. But the Maroons able to push a run across. It is now 4-1. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here from Danville. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Dan Daniel Park as we enter the top of the fourth of this one. 4-1 ball game. Blaine Swift will lead things off. He popped out to third his last time up. So for you scoring at home, Roanoke's run will not count as an RBI. It will go down as a hit and an error. The error allowed the run to score, allowed Decker to score. But it's still a run no matter what, and Roanoke will pick up a 4-1 advantage. 1-0 count. And Swift is going to get the Panthers fourth. Started off with a single into left field, and that's going to bring up Kane Sauls, who flied out to right his last time up. Of course, if you are a Panthers fan, you are not worried right now about this deficit. As you know, LaGrange can turn this game around in a blink of an eye with its offensive prowess. Probably one of the best hitting teams in the tournament, along with the Maroons. And there's a breaking ball outside corner in for a called strike one. So Roanoke now 23 runs scored all around in this tournament. LaGrange with 20. The 0-1, and that ball is hit foul on the right side. Nice catch over there by Fan. Give him the Bear Glove Award. Good concentration over there to keep his eye on the ball and corral it in. Counts 0-2. Two Sauls. Flied out to right his last time through. And big breaking ball will bounce to the plate. Count goes to 1-2. So Wagner making his first NCAA regional start here. Solid so far through the first three. 1 run, 4 hits. Has a pair of strikeouts. Walked 1. 1-2. Pitch is nowhere close, high. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Swift came through with a leadoff single. Now Saul's looking to get himself on base and possibly move Swift over to third, maybe even drive him in with an extra base hit here. 2-2 on the way. And that one is inside in the dirt. And the count's going to run full house at 3 balls, 2 strikes. We have seen a lot of offense here through the first 2.5 days or so of this tournament. Exciting to see if you're a fan of offense, if you are a fan of good pitching. It has not been the most enjoyable tournament for you, but we've still had fun up here, and hope all the fans here at Dan Daniel Park have had fun as well and are enjoying the sights and sounds of Danville. And for all of you watching at home, hope you all are having a good time. Pickoff move back over to first. Swift back in standing up. (3-2) coming into Kane Sauls. Flew out to right his last time up. Here we go. A swing and a miss, and Sauls is down on strikes. That is Wagner's 3rd K of the day. And that is now 1 out with a runner on. Chad Pigg now up at the plate. So one thing we're seeing from Wagner, he's doing a good job of mixing some off-speed stuff and also mixing in a pretty decent breaking ball. Sure, that is not something LaGrange has seen a whole ton of this year. With the sticks that they have probably just faced fastball after fastball, and a swing and a miss, and Pigg nowhere close on that one. And the count goes to 0-1. LaGrange wearing the red tops, white bottoms. And Roanoke in the white, maroon, and red jerseys. And that ball is hit foul down the left side. Count goes to 0-2. So Pigg struck out his last time up. Pigg stepping in. LaGrange, of course, Avard University's sister school. One of 3 co-hosts of this this NCAA 3 regional, Danville, Virginia regional. hosted by the City of Danville, Avery University, and the Danville Braves. And that ball is hit down to second. That is collected by Sumter. 4-6-3. And they will get Pig to bounce into the double play to end the inning. So we are through 3.5. Roanoke in front, 4-1. We will be right back here from Danville. So Will Black leading things off here in the top half of bottom of the fourth. Got a little bit ahead of myself. Black singled his last time up. That pitch is over for a called strike one. Count goes to 0-1. And that pitch is over for a called strike two. So Black taking a look at the first two pitches. And that pitch just misses inside. And that one misses, and the count goes to 2-2. And so 3-2 now to Will Black. So Post had worked it to 0-2. And now coming back, 3 straight balls. That ball is hit down to second. Pradditt. So the 4-3 ground out will kick off the bottom of the fourth. So Post, the USA South Rookie Pitcher of the Year, going for his 5th win. Pitch misses down and in. Sumter coming up, had a single his last time through. The 1-0. And that ball is chopped down to short. Thompson, good job of staying home. Throw over a little bit high. Sauls reins it in, though. And there's the second out of the inning. Thompson doing a great job of staying at home on that one. Making the play. Sean Guida, we have, in all games here so far, we have seen some balls take some funny hops, some high chops. Guida showing bunt, pulls back, ball one. One 0 to Guida. And that ball is popped up. Playable on the infield. Second baseman, Pradditt, is there. And the Maroons are down 1-2-3 to conclude the fourth inning. Getting close to halfway home here at Dan Daniel Park. Roanoke holding a 4-1 lead. And so, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Dan Daniel Park. Top half of the fifth on the way. Jackson Patrick leading things off. Went down on a strikeout his last time up. First pitch over from Wagner. Good changeup. Count goes to 0-1. That pitch inside. Patrick having to duck out of the way of it. Or having to move out of the way of it. The 1-1. Wagner, the lefty, been pretty solid here in his first NCAA regional start. A swing and a miss from Patrick. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Just his 5th career start, period, for the Maroons. Not appearing to feel the pressure here, though, so far. That fastball is going to miss upstairs. Above the letters and outside. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Weekly, the Panthers pitcher, also a freshman. That ball is hit out to left field. Watson under, and there's the first out. So post the Panthers pitcher, the USA South Rookie Pitcher of the Year. He has also done a solid job of working out of some jams and keeping these Roanoke bats at bay more so than really any team has been able to do thus far in the tournament. So Pradditt has singled and scored thus far. That ball is hit back foul, and the count goes to no balls and a strike. Hope they brought their gloves over there on the right side for that one. So Pradditt taking a moment. He will step back in. Crosses the plate. Here's the 0-1. And Patrick, a single out to right center. So Pradditt, his second base hit of the ball game. That's going to bring up James Poropatic. So Pradditt right now has collected 2 of the Panthers' 5 hits. Go along with Casey Bell, Blake Butcher, Blaine Swift. First pitch nowhere close for ball one. Count goes to 1 ball, no strikes. One zero and pickoff move back over to first, nothing doing. Roanoke comes into this game 31-16. LaGrange coming in at 40-4. Both were their conference champions. LaGrange champions of the USA South, defeating Piedmont 6-0. That ball is hit foul down the left side. Meanwhile, Roanoke knocking off their opponent in 2 games. LaGrange was a perfect 4-0 throughout the tournament. Big breaking ball misses through the USA South tournament. Meanwhile, Roanoke lost their first game in the tournament, then rattled off 4 consecutive wins, and they currently sit on a 6-game winning streak right now. So 2-1 coming in from Wagner. Swung on and missed. The count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the 2-2 coming in. Pickoff move back over. So it's going to be Salisbury versus Rowan coming up following this game. And then the final game, game 9, will be the loser of this game versus the winner of game 8. And that ball is rocketed up the middle. And the Panthers now with runners on first and third. So they might have something cooking as Poor Paddock able to come through with a single. Poor Paddock took a big turn around second to see if they could maybe force a throw over to second, maybe allow Pratt to try to come around and score. So that's going to bring up Tavin Thompson. So Wagner facing his first real bit of adversity here today. And Black is going to take a timeout to come out and have a little bit of a discussion. And we're going to have a team meeting on the mound. Shenandoah was the last team to knock off Roanoke. Meanwhile, as I said earlier, LaGrange was a 6-0 winner over Piedmont College in the USA South Championship game. Both of these teams right now come in on tears. Both have won their first 2 games here. They are the only 2 undefeated teams left in this tournament. So LaGrange comes in on a 9-game winning streak, which started with an 11-4 win over Maryville. It came back to beat Piedmont 5-2 and beat Maryville 3-0. Defeated NC Wesleyan 2-1, beat Piedmont 6-0 to win the USA South Championship. Picked up a 6-5 win over Greensboro in 10. Then beat Greensboro 12-10 in the second game, and then finished off the sweep with an 11-5 win. Beat Otterbein 7-1 to open their stay here in the regional. Then came back to beat Rowan 12-5 last night. And first pitch is over for a strike to Thompson. And they currently trail 4-1 right now to Roanoke. So that winning streak is possibly in jeopardy. The last team to beat LaGrange was Maryville, sister school in the USA South. Pickoff move from Wagner back over to first. Poor Paddock back in safely. And Nice pickoff move there from Wagner. Almost caught Poor Paddock sleeping, but Poor Paddock does a nice job of getting back over. USA South, a pretty difficult baseball conference. Along with the ODAC, showing bunt, and it's just going to kick foul. You've got traditional powerhouse Shenandoah in the ODAC, and LaGrange is, with this roster, they have a chance to become the new powerhouse in the USA South. Traditionally, Ferrum has been the powerhouse along with Methodist University. Those have been the two schools that really had the most success in the USA South. 0-2. And that pitch just misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top 5. Roanoke in front, 4-1. LaGrange is threatening. Tying run at the plate in the face of Tavin Thompson. Tavin Thompson has flied out and has also driven in the Panthers' only run of the game. So he would like to pick up another RBI here. And that ball is going to get past Black. 1 run is in. Meanwhile, Poor Paddock around to second. Pradditt will score his second run of the game. And it's now 4-2. And another runner has moved up into scoring position here. So 2-2 count. Wagner stepping off the rubber for a second to try to collect himself a little bit here. Really facing his first big jam of the afternoon. So the 2-2 swung on and missed by Thompson. And Thompson will take a seat for the second out. That is Wagner's third strikeout of the game. So Casey Bell comes in, walked his first time up, stole a base, singled his second time through. So 1 for 1 for Bell. Runner on second, 2 down now, 1 already in. And that ball is popped up. Black able to concentrate, makes the play, and that's going to do it here in the top of the 5th. But not before LaGrange pushes across a run on 2 hits. 1 left stranded. We go to the bottom half of the 5th. Getting on into the middle innings here at Dan Daniel. Roanoke in front, 4-2. We'll be right back. So Collier Donald leading things off here in the bottom half of the 5th. And that ball, first pitch swinging, and that's sent out into left field. So Donald, 1 pitch leadoff single here to kick off the bottom of the 5th. So that's going to bring up Will Decker. He has lined out to center, singled and scored thus far. Post looking in. Here we go. pitch down and away. The count goes to 1-0. So they're going to go out and have a talk. Pig is with post. So LaGrange's baseball team, not the only USA South champion this year. Their basketball team men's basketball team was able to pick up a championship. Also earned a berth in the NCAA Division III tournament. So they run a tight ship and a very successful ship down in Georgia. And that ball is hit out to right field. Should be routine. And Guida is under it. And there's the first out of the inning. So that's going to bring up Dean Hermanson. Hermanson 0 for 1. He's taking a walk and lined out to right. And that ball is popped up on the right side. And that is going to get out of play for a first pitch strike. Hermanson unable to straighten that one out. Probably a good thing, too, he didn't hit that one in play, as that would have been more than likely an easy pop out to start things off here. So 0-1. Here we go. And that ball is hit on a rope out to center field. It's going to drop down. Donald hustling around to third. And Dean Hermanson is going to collect his first base hit of the game with a single out to right center. It's going to bring up Sam Watson now, who has an RBI single and has grounded out to third. LaGrange looking to not turn around and get back that run that they picked up on the Maroons the last inning and made this a 2-run ball game, but they are in danger of it here as Post needs a double play here in the worst way. If anything, also Post either looking for a strikeout and a pop-up or a strikeout and a ground ball, or I think really at this point he would just like that double play ball, get out of the inning and get back into the dugout and see if his team can't allow him to, or see if his team can't strike back and make this a 1-run game or even tie it up or even possibly take the lead. So there's going to be there's going to be a conversation out on the mound. Doesn't look like the Panthers are going to go to the bullpen. I would be surprised to see them go to the pen this early. Looks like they do have some people warming up down there. So as we said earlier, it was and actually I do believe we are going to see a pitching change as Roanoke was able to rough up the USA South Rookie Pitcher of the Year. So we're trying to get a eye in the sky here on who it is coming in. It is going to be number 10 for the Panthers. Austin Brown coming in to pitch now. The sophomore righty, 5'10", 180 out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. So Post 4 1/3. Not a terrible start all around. Not one he's going to want to write home about, but Still not terrible. Austin Brown will come on to replace him. Also, we were talking about the men's basketball program here a second ago at LaGrange. That was their second USA South Conference tournament title in 3 years. Great group of men and women out at LaGrange College down in Georgia. They are one of our sister schools here in the USA South. So Brown looking to go ahead and try to get out of this inning. And that pitch is hit foul down the right side. So 4 1/3 for Post, 4 runs, surrendered 9 hits. Three earned runs. Came through with 1 strikeout, did not walk anybody. But he is on the hook for the loss right now. Pitch is going to miss for ball 1, so the 1-2. So that's going to bring up Watson at the plate now. Pickoff move back over, so Watson, an RBI single and grounded out to third. He's looking at a 1-2 count right now. So here we go. And the pitch is in the dirt. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. They're going to appeal down to third. They are going to say he did not go. Two on the way from Brown. And Brown will step off the mound, looking like he was going to go to third with the pickoff move, but he will keep the ball in his pocket. So the 2-2. And that ball is hit foul over on the left side. It's going to drop foul. So LaGrange right now, their outfield playing in the shift a little bit, at least the center fielder is. Trying to protect against the pull right now. And that ball is hit on a line over on the left side, excuse me. Foul. So we'll do the 2-2 again here. Watson making a mark right now. Runners on the corners, 1 out. And that ball is lined through the first base coaching box. Watson a good at bat right now. Let's see if it pays off for him. Of course, the more and more pitches that you see, more and more you have a chance of going down. That ball is hit foul down the right side. Of course, really at this point, the advantage goes to the batter in a situation like this where you are locked into a battle. It's up to the pitcher to deliver one good pitch. Meanwhile, if you are a batter, at this point you've seen everything the guy's going to throw at you. Able to get a timing on it a little bit better. And that pitch just misses on the outside corner. I think Brown said, look, you're going to have to take that one after all those foul balls. Count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here we go. And that ball is hit down the right side, and this one's going to stay fair. 1 run is going to score. Runner is out at third, though. But in the meantime, the run will score. And Watson is going to have his second RBI of the game. RBI single. They're going to have a conversation about that one at third. Right now, the ruling on the field is out. So let's see if they're going to overturn this one or if they're going to let it stand. Either way, the run scores. Watson will have his second RBI of the game, his second hit. Watson now 2 for 3. So Watson now 5 RBIs, and they're going to overturn the call. Oh, they're talking about it right now. So that's 6 RBIs so far for Watson on the tournament. It is 6 driven in for the young man. Still having a conversation. The tag was made, but it looked like the ball might have been dropped, but the call is upheld. Runner is out at third, but the run still comes in, and it is a 5-2 game now, or 6-2 game. No, 5-2. So runner on first, 2 down now for Scott Ellis. And that ball misses for ball 1. One-oh. And that ball is dropped down on a bunt to third. Butcher is going to pick that one up. Fire over to Sauls. Bang, bang play. But in the end, Ellis is going to reach with his 3rd hit of the game. Second one coming on a bunt. And that's going to bring up Drew McCullough now, who is 0 for 2. Popped out and grounded out to second. Popped out to the catcher and grounded out to second. So runners on first and second now with 2 down. 1 run already in. Oh, that pitch will miss. That pitch is on the outside corner. Count goes to 1-1 now. The 1-1. Swing and a miss as Brown pulls the string. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And that ball is fouled back against the backstop. 1-2 all over again. And a swing and a miss by Mikula. And that's going to do it, but not before Roanoke strikes back for a run. They do leave two stranded. We are through 5 here. Roanoke College out in front, 5-2. We will be right back from Dan Daniel Park. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have a new pitcher for the Maroons, Ethan Delahunty, coming on 2-pitch for Roanoke College. His first test will be Blake Butcher, who has singled and flown out to center thus far. First pitch coming in, or second pitch, excuse me. That ball is fouled off. Count goes to a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Going to have a quick meeting on the mound. And it looks like the umpire caught the ball right there. He's going to be okay, though. Can be a dangerous job sometimes. So the 1-1. So the 1-1. And that ball is hit well out to left center. And look at that play by Ellis as he comes up and robs Butcher of extra bases. Great play out there. And that's going to bring up Blaine Swift now. So Swift comes in 1 for 2, has popped out to third and has singled. Delahunty looking in. First pitch misses for ball 1. Top six, 5-2 game. Both teams looking to pick up their third consecutive win here in this regional. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-1. Delahunty, see what he's got coming on, and depending on how long he pitched, 3-run game, he would be in line for the save if he's able to go the rest of the way. I doubt we'll see him go that long, though. But you never know. It is getting late in the tournament. Arms are starting to get short. So 2-1. That ball is hit back down the third baseline. Throw will not happen as Donald wisely keeps that one in his pocket. As Swift, I think, was going to beat that one out no matter what. And he is on base with his second hit of the game. And that's going to bring up Kane Sauls. Sauls has flied out to right and struck out thus far. Game right now coming in at about an hour and 43 minutes. Halfway through. First pitch coming into Sauls. And that pitch is there for a called strike one. Here's the pitch to Sauls. And that one misses just below the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. One on the way. And that one misses down and away. Count goes to 2-1. LaGrange facing a 3-run deficit right now. Plenty of time to work their way back into this one, though. Two, 1, and that one misses. Count goes to 3-1 now. So 3-1 to Sauls on the way. And Sauls could work a walk. That would bring the tying run up to the plate in the form of Chad Pigg. So 3-1, and that ball is hit down the left side. Just foul. 3-2 now. Pretty good turnout here on this beautiful day in Danville, Virginia. Beautiful Saturday. If you are watching us and you are from the Danville area, make sure you get on down here, whether you have a stake in this contest or not. We'll see some of the best Division III baseball in the nation. And so Sauls is going to work a walk. We will be down here all day. Second game will start roughly around 30 minutes to an hour after this game. And then we have a concluding game that will start approximately around 6 o'clock. Give or take a few minutes. So that's going to bring up Chad Pigg. Is struck out and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play thus far. But he represents the tying run now. Jackson Patrick on deck. So here we go. Delahunty looks in. And that pitch is hit well down to short, 6-4-3. And Delahunty induces a big 6-4-3 double play to get out of a possible jam and move this thing on to the bottom of the 6th. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we will have the rest of the action here from Dan Daniel Park at American Legion Post 325 Field. We'll be right back. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Dan Daniel Park. Will Black leading off. He is singled and grounded out to second thus far. It'll be Black, Sumter, and Guida due up here in the bottom of the sixth. Moving on to getting close to the final third of this one. Black showing bunt, pulls back, ball. So the winner of this game will get a break. Meanwhile, the loser will play later tonight. That ball is hit out to left field. Shouldn't be a problem for Patrick out there. It isn't. And Black is down on a flyout to start things off in the bottom half of the sixth. Not a elimination game here, though, today. That would be the next one coming up between Salisbury and Rowan. The loser of this game would play the winner of Game 8, and that ball is hit well out to center, left center. But poor Paddock right there, and it's very quickly 2 pitches, 2 outs. So that's going to bring up Sean Guida. He has singled and popped out to center and popped out to second. First pitch over. Good spot there by Brown at the knees on the outside corner. Count goes to 0-1. So here we go. That pitch, fastball, misses inside, 1-1. Absolute gorgeous day here in Danville, lower 80s. So the 1-1. Swing and a miss as Brown is going to pull the hook. And the count is going to go 1-2. Brown pulled the string on that one. Good pitch. And that pitch will miss down and in. Guida 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Singled, scored a run, popped out to center, and popped out to second. He's facing a 2-2 here. And that ball is hit well down to first base. It's going to eat up Sauls a little bit. And Sauls is unable to recover. And Guido will reach on the single. So Guido put a good swing on that. Sauls did a good job to knock that one down and keep it in the infield, as that ball could have possibly gotten down the line. And with the way Guida runs, that could have been a double for the Maroons, but Sauls does an excellent job of knocking it down. So first pitch over to Donald, and that is popped up into shallow right. Swift drifting under it. He's got it. And that's going to do it for the 6th inning. We roll into the final third here, top of the 7th coming up. Roanoke leads 5-2. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the top of the 7th. 5-2 ball game. I'm Davin Wilson, and we'll be bringing you the rest of the call from this game today. Would like to thank you for tuning in to this one. Could have been a lot of places today, but you chose to turn in here, and we appreciate it. First pitch over for a called strike one. And so that's going to bring up Jackson Patrick to lead things off. He takes a first pitch strike. Jackson 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to left. Pitch moves inside on him. 1-1. 1-1 coming in to Patrick here. Let's see what happens. And that ball is chopped foul down the third baseline. So count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Delahunty looking in. Here is the pitch. And that one, just a touch inside. Delahunty feeling a little bit of the squeeze right there. You can't really say he got squeezed too much, as that pitch was inside. 3-1 to Patrick coming up now. And that ball is lined down the left field line. Count rolls to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two coming in. And that ball is hit down to third. Donald makes a nice play. Fires over to Decker. And the top of the 7th will start with a 5-3 ground out. It's going to bring up Joe Pradditt. 2 for 2. 2 runs scored. Singled and scored his first time up. And then singled and scored on a wild pitch. His last time through, scored both of Roanoke's runs here so far, or excuse me, LaGrange's runs so far here today. First pitch coming in. It's a strike. Looked like that might have been a slider. The 0-1. Coming in from Delahunty. And that pitch misses down and away. Count goes to 1-1. Here we go. Pitch misses low. Count rolls to 2 balls and a strike. And that one, ooh, Delahunty wanted the outside corner on that one. Just about got it. Just a tad off. So 3-1. Top 7. 1 out. Nobody on. 5-2 ball game in favor of the Maroons. And pop-up hit on the third base side. Donald throws over. And there's the second out of the inning. So that's going to bring up James Poropatic. So 1 for 2, grounded out to second his first time up, singled his last time through. Goes the first pitch. That one misses low. Count goes to 1 ball, no strike. Last day of 3 games here, as we will probably start seeing some teams, the pool get thinned out a little bit today, 2-0. We will have at least one team go home, had their season come to an end, so the 2-0 on the way. If Roanoke keeps up, Roanoke will ensure itself that it won't be one of those teams going home anytime soon. 3-0. Of course, if LaGrange can come back, they will be able to say the same thing. And that pitch is over for a strike 1. And needless to say, team that gets this third win almost not necessarily going to cruise control, but has to feel very confident moving forward. And a swing and a miss. And the count goes to 3-2 to Poropatic. Nobody on, 2 outs, 3-2 to Poropatic. Payoff pitch on the way. Widener looks, delivers. And that ball is grounded down to short. Hermanson fires over to Decker. And Poropatic will ground into a 6-3 to end the frame. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching at home, get up and stretch them out. We are entering the bottom of the 7th. We will be right back here at Dan Daniel Park. So Will Decker leading things off here in the bottom of the 7th for the Maroons. Decker has lined out to center, singled, and flied out to right. Decker has scored a run. First pitch, and check swing. And he went around. Count goes to 0-1. Swing and a miss by Decker, and whew. Decker had dreams of a home run right there as he took a huge cut at that pitch. So the count now goes to 0-2. 0-2 on the way. Here it comes. And Brown bringing the knockout pitch right there. Unable to get his spot, though. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. That one's in the dirt. Nice block by Pig. Count goes to 2-2. So here we go with the 2-2. And they're going to say he held up. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes, or 3 balls, 2 strikes. So 3-2 coming in. Here we go. And Decker will work a walk to start things off here in the bottom half of the 7th. That's going to bring up Dean Hermanson. Hermanson 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He has walked, lined out to right, and singled. First pitch from Brown, and that ball is popped up. And Butcher is under it for the out. So that's going to bring up Sam Watson. Pair of RBI singles and grounded out to third. Watson 6 RBIs so far this tournament for the Maroons. Has been on fire. First pitch. And that one is high for ball 1. So the 1-0 coming in. Pickoff move back to first, but Decker in safely. Head first. 1-0. Here we go. And that one is right there for a called strike 1. Good job there by Brown to work back after falling behind. So the 1-1. Coming in to Watson. He has been the Maroons' go-to guy this year. And that ball is going to get hit through the right side. The hit and run is on, but they will hold up Decker at second as that ball was hit right to Swift in right. So that is Watson's 3rd hit of the game. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a early candidate for player of the game. Scott Ellis coming up. Scott Ellis has an RBI. He is also 3 for 3. Had a bunt RBI infield single. Then he came through with a single. And then he had another bunt infield single. Try saying that 3 times fast. So Ellis comes up 3 for 3. First pitch over to him in the dirt. So runners on first and second now, 1 out. 5-2 ball game. And that ball is popped up. And that one is going to drop. And they're going to rule it a foul ball. So the 1-1. That ball is fouled back. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. That one is in the dirt. Pig does a nice job blocking that one. So Brown looking in. That ball is fouled back. So count goes to 2-2. Remains actually at 2-2. So the 2-2 coming in. And that is going to ring him up on the outside corner. And there is the second out of the inning. So that's going to bring up Drew McCullough. He has popped up, grounded to second, and struck out. First pitch over for a called strike one. The 0-1 coming in from Brown. And that ball is hit foul. Count goes to no balls, 2 strikes. So as I said earlier, McCullough has popped up to the catcher, grounded out to second, and struck out. Bottom half of the 7th, runners on first and second, 2 outs. Brown looking to work out of the jam here. Brown looks in, has his pitch, delivers, and a swing and a miss by McCullough. And Austin Brown working like a pro, showing why the Panthers are here, as they are going to get the Maroons to strand a pair here in the bottom of the 7th. We move to the top of the 8th. Roanoke in front, 5-2. We'll be right back. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are going to have a new pitcher for the Maroons. It's going to be Sal Trancucci. Coming up. Coming on to pitch. He's making his 3rd appearance of this regional. So, Tavin Thompson coming up. He is flat out to the pitcher, has an RBI sac fly, and has struck out. And Trancucci's first pitch is going to miss low, 1-0. 1-0 coming in. Ball is hit down to third. Nice play by Donald. Throw over to Decker, and that's going to have him for the first out. So Casey Bell will step up. So by the end of the game here today, one of these teams will have put off 3 consecutive victories to open things up. Trancucci's first pitch is not in there. It's ball 1. Here it comes, the 1-0. Fastball misses. Count goes to 2 balls, no strikes. We just got to wait here a little bit longer to see which of those teams it will be that moves to 3-0 and which one will look to try to stave off elimination. And that ball is hit foul. Count goes to 2-1 now to the Panthers' leadoff guy. And here it comes, 2-1, and that ball is hit out to right field. Guida just has to range back a little bit, and he's there for the second out of the inning. So that's going to bring up Blake Butcher, who has singled and flied out to center twice thus far. First pitch over for a called strike 1. Oh, 1 on the way. Ball is hit foul off the right side. Count will roll to 0-2. So the 0-2 from Trancucci. Another foul ball. Butcher 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Looking to make it 2 for 4 and keep the inning alive for the Panthers. And there's a ball hit pretty well out to center field. Ellis is there, and that's going to do it for the top of the 8th. Panthers down 1-2-3. We move to the bottom half of the 8th. Roanoke in front, 5-2. We'll be right back. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. Bottom of the 8th. Roanoke 5-2 right now over the Panthers. And you hear this Maroons crowd getting hype right now. They know their guys are only 3 outs away from moving on to tomorrow's game. So Will Black leading things off. He is 1 for 3, singled, grounded out to second, reached on a fielder's, or no, has flown out to left field. Sorry, thought my O was a C. First pitch over for a called strike 1. Count goes to 0-1 here. So Black, Sumter, and Guida due up in the top and the bottom of the 8th. First pitch misses. 1-1 is the count. So don't forget, coming up after this game, we will have Salisbury taking on Rowan. 1-1, and that ball is hit well out to center field, but poor Paddock right there to take it. And there's the first out. So Black did a good job of getting a good piece of the bat on that one, getting a good swing around, but unfortunately right at poor Paddock out there. Of course, we saw poor Paddock make a great diving play in the game against Rowan yesterday. So that's going to bring up Eli Sumter. Sumter singled, grounded out to short, and lined out to center thus far today. A 1-0 coming in. Brown looks in. See what happens. Here we go. And another ball sent out to center field. Poor Paddock getting busy out there. He is under that one. And there's the second out. So that's going to bring up Sean Guida. Sean Guida is 1 for 3 so far. Has singled and scored his first time up. He's popped out a pair of times, and he's actually 2 for 4, and then picked up another single in his last at bat. The 0-2, 0-1. And that one's over, and now it's 0-2. So Brown looking in, 0-2 on the way. And that one is in the dirt. It will miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, two. And that ball is hit on a rope up the middle. So Guida, his third base hit of the game. And the kid continues to be on fire as he is now hitting .600 this game. Quite a performance for that young man right there. So that's going to bring up Collier Donald. First pitch coming in to Donald. Donald swings and fouls that one off down the left side. Count goes to no balls and a strike on that one. Brown looking in. Pickoff move over to first. Guida back in safely. So the 0-1, runner on first. That ball is popped up at short. Thompson fighting the sun, and he will beat the sun out and get under that one for the third and final out. So LaGrange, one last opportunity to try to tie this one up or possibly take the lead. So Roanoke, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left stranded. We move to the top of the 9th in this one. 5-2 is your score. We'll be right back. So here we are. So Blaine Swift leading things off has popped out and has a pair of singles on the afternoon. Actually has paced this Panthers offense so far today. First pitch strike, so Trancucci hoping to close this one out. 0-1, and that ball is hit up the middle. Swift his third base hit, so LaGrange trying to stir up a little drama here in the top of the ninth. Trying to get something going. Kane Sauls steps up to the plate. He is flied out to right, struck out and walked. Trancucci steps up, or will look in, excuse me. And that one's going to beam him. Woo. Tough way to get on base. But the Panthers and Sauls will take it. And that's now going to bring up the potential tying run in Chad Pigg. He has struck out, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play, and then last time up, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. So we're going to have a pinch runner for the Panthers. So Perry coming on to pinch run for the Panthers. And we're going to have a conference on the mound. Just, I think, trying to calm Trancucci down here. So Grant Perry, the junior out of Byron, Georgia, 5'9", 170 pounds, went to Peach County High School. So the umpire coming up to try to break things up here. So nobody out, runners on first and second. A rocky start to the Maroons here, for the Maroons, as they are just trying to close this sucker out and get on to the game tomorrow. Get the rest of the day off, avoid having to play in the second game tonight. So Trancucci looks in. First pitch, and that one misses low. So Chad Pigg, 0 for 3, has hit into a pair of double plays today. So definitely looking to erase that with a big hit here, as his team is down to his last opportunity. The pitch is inside, so Trancucci had been pretty solid up until this point. Starting to look a little shaky. Roanoke does have some action going on in its bullpen down there on the third base side. So here's the 1-0, and that ball is popped up. Could be trouble, though, and it's going to drop. Throw into second, not in time. They are going to hold the runners, it looks like. And so Chad Pigg, a single. And ladies and gentlemen, don't look yet, but LaGrange is on the verge of busting this one open late. Jason Patrick now coming up to bat. Actually, I think we are going to have a pinch hitter here. It's going to be going to be number 14, Billy Petros. So Petros now represents the go-ahead run, believe it or not, as the bases are loaded, nobody out, 5-2 ball game. So we've also got a pinch runner for LaGrange at first base, number 23, Dawson Weaver, the freshman infielder, coming in at 6 feet tall, 160 pounds, Columbus, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we will have the conclusion of this exciting action. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Maroons. It's going to be Cumby taking on duties from here, trying to wrap things up. Top of the ninth, bases loaded, LaGrange threatening. James Petros will step in. Petros represents the possible go-ahead run. Oh, sorry. Billy Petros. Sorry to the Petroses on that one. So that's going to bring up Billy Petros. Top nine, nobody out. Bases juiced. Got a little bit of drama after all here in the top of the ninth. Let's see what's going to happen. Cumby looking to walk out of this one. Fastball right there for a call strike one. The winner of this game will get the rest of the day off. Meanwhile, the loser will go in the elimination game tonight. So the 0-1, that ball is popped up. That might be trouble for Black because he's going to have to fight the sun. And it is going to be trouble and nothing doing. Sun at its highest point right now. And Black trying to fight that one off. The 0-2 coming in from Cumby. So here it comes. And that pitch is going to miss from Cumbie. And the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that ball is hit up on the right side. And that's going to hook foul. If that ball stayed fair, that is at least 1, possibly even 2 coming in. So the 1-2 now, once again. The 1-2. Here we go. Another foul ball. And the drama just continues here. There's nobody out. Bases juiced. 3-run game. Going to be a little bit of tension in the air here. If you are a Maroon. And a swing and a miss. And Cumbie comes through with a big strikeout there for the first out. It's going to bring up Tavin Thompson. Thompson has flown out to the pitcher. He has an RBI sac fly, struck out and grounded out to third. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what tournament baseball is all about. Bases loaded, 1 out, 3-run difference. Cumbie coming in, trying to get the Maroons on to the game tomorrow. First pitch fastball inside part of the plate, strike 1. This one has got more drama than your favorite soap opera right now. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. So here we go. The 0-2 count. Tavin Thompson still looking for his first base hit. He does have an RBI. Cumbie looks in. He has his pitch. Big pitch coming up here. The 0-2, and that ball is fouled off against the backstop. So count stays stuck on 0-2. See what happens moving forward from this point. Bases juiced, 1 out. 0-2. And that one is just high. So I think Cumbie was trying to see if Thompson would chase upstairs. Thompson lays off. Good eye from the kid. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2. Here we go from Cumbie. And that ball is fouled off as Thompson reached out for that one, having to defend though. Cannot, especially with the bases loaded and your team down by 3, you cannot risk just taking a look at that pitch and getting rung up on a called third strike. The 1-2, here we go. Cumbie facing Thompson. Thompson, a swing and a miss. So Cumbie, so Poropatic is swing and a miss. So Pradit is swing and a miss, and that's going to bring up Poropatic. So it's all going to come down to the bat of James Poropatic here. First pitch misses outside. So 1-0. And that one's over. Outside corner, strike one. So Cumbie's looking to come in here in relief and strike out the side to close the door on the Panthers. That ball is going to get hit down to second. Slow roller, throw over. And Roanoke College will take this one by a score of 5-3. They come in and knock off another top 2 seed. They defeated Salisbury 15-5 to start things off. And now they come back and knock off the second seeded Panthers of LaGrange College and the top team in the nation right now. Wow, what a ball game this was here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I had mentioned earlier about giving the player of the game to Sam Watson, who definitely had a big day, but now I'm going to have to change that to Cumbie as he came in under a ton of pressure, didn't feel it one bit, locked down performance, faced 3 batters, 3 outs, and that's going to do it. He picks up the save. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude matters here today. Stick around here as we will get the second game started between Salisbury U and Rowan U here in approximately 30 minutes to an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in here. We'll be back in just a bit.